Hello, everybody. This is 40, Portia, preferably P.
Patty, 60.
Carol, 80.
Where real meets real talk, and we are just being ourselves.
Being ourselves.
Being ourselves.
Look, nothing fancy, nothing fake, just honest conversations about life, love, and everything in between. Today's episode is all about two major things. First, should couples really talk about everything before getting married? Like everything. We're diving into the real deal today, no sugarcoating. And second, we're going to talk about something that hit home literally, keeping a clean house and what makes it, what matters about keeping a clean house and how it impacts your relationship. So go grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever you're sipping on. No alcohol, whatever you're sipping on though.
Tea.
And let's get right into it. So we're going to start with a prayer.
Okay, oh gracious Father in heaven, we thank you for leading us here today, God, to maybe we can enlighten someone's life,
Yes,
or just bring a bright light to their life today. God, just let us speak the things that you would have us to speak. Let us, Lord, say it in love. Let us love one another, God, and let the love that we feel for our sisters and our brothers go out amongst the internet.
Yes, God.
God, and we thank you right now for this opportunity to be a witness and to make known your deeds among the people.
Yes.
Amen.
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 And I'm going to read a scripture. Psalms 105. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. Sing unto him. Sing psalms unto him. Talk ye all of his wondrous works. Glory ye in his holy name. Let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord.
Amen.
That was
I
good.
love it. I
Me too.
love this. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry. In a minute, I will be eating because I am hungry. Some jambalaya. She made chicken and sausage with some rice and spices. Oh, yes. So, anyway, started out. We're talking about marriage. Talking about should you discuss everything before marriage? Are there even limits to what should be shared before marriage?
Not if you're going into a marriage. What you think, David?
I believe you should share the necessity things. Now, you know, a lot of times people have a life that they have lived before you met the person that you fell in love with. Now, I don't see any need of going and digging up who you've been with. You may meet that person one of these days down the road, and your mate won't remember what you said about them. So, that's about who I was with and all of that. But as far as if we both want children, what kind of life we want, what kind of career we want, all of this should be talked about.
Yes.
Because you may be marrying somebody that is not on your level with the expectation of their life.
Real talk.
You know, they may want to be satisfied being a ditch digger.
Jesus.
You may want to be a doctor.
Lord have mercy.
Have you ever seen a doctor married to a ditch digger? No. You should have talked about it before. And a lot of times after you get married, people will talk about whether we both want children. It doesn't, you should talk about all of that before because this is just going to bring problems. Marriage is hard enough. It's a hard enough job. This is the reason people are not making it in marriage because they don't realize that marriage is work.
It's work.
It's something that you must work at every day, 24/7 a day. You have to, when you're at work, call your wife. Hi, honey, love you. Don't have to have much to say. All of this is building a relationship. But I believe that there's certain things you don't need to go into. Maybe, you know, if you was a lady of the night, he don't have to know that. He doesn't have to know
Well, I pray
that.
God change it before you get married.
My thing is, if she was a lady of the night, what if one of his friends come tell him, you remember she was a lady of the night? Did you know? And then...
Well, see, I think if he was Jack the Ripper, I think I wanted to know before I married him. And then it would be my decision
If I want to
marry
continue,
him.
yeah.
If I want to continue, even though it's your past, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think you need to go into
Your past,
you
yeah.
know.
What does it accomplish
Well-
other than probably trust? You know, is that a word? Is that a word? Untrust, is that a word?
Well, not being trustworthy.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
trustworthy.
I
Yeah, this could be changed.
This is true, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. The reason I think it should be brought out, because what if you or she and him they're like walking, you know, just strolling, having a good day. They could be in the park or in the mall, and then guess what? When she see one of, well, I can say a trick. When she see one of the people that she's been with, and he don't know that she's not a lady of the night, and probably think, oh, well, you know what? That ain't nobody with, but in fact, it's the husband. You see what I'm saying? And the husband be like, okay, who was that? How's she gonna explain that? She need to say, well, you know, that's just my past. Would he be satisfied with that answer? That's just the past. Because, I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
everybody's had a past.
That's what I'm saying, though. I would.
Yeah.
I think it should be told that you're late at night because who want
But
AIDS?
that's kind of,
I don't want no disease. I
No
want to
doubt.
know everything. How many partners did you have? Because
yeah, that's true.
don't
that's
come
true.
bring me anything. I mean,
No packages.
you know what I mean?
That's why it's important to get tested before you get married.
Boom. There you go.
That will tell the story. So
That's
you
what
don't
I'm-
have
that's
to
what
go
I'm
into every John and Dick and Harry you've been with.
This getting
Jesus,
juicy.
Jesus.
I'm hungry.
So you don't have to go into
That's
that,
actually true.
You know, because this is a big world. And what is the chances of you, you know, you may move to another state. What is the chances of you running into somebody
That's true.
you knew? So, you know.
Because we do know when we meet people, they didn't just fall out the sky from heaven, even though we feel like they did.
Now, I don't know
They
about
just didn't
y'all.
come
No,
but
I'm
naked.
sorry. I don't know about y'all, but I'm talking from a safe. That's all I know. I'm talking from a safe
Right.
point of view.
There you go.
No, I'm not gonna meet a man that I want to marry, and then I'm gonna tell you everything I did when I was in sin.
See. Real talk. Now, see, I think, I agree. Because I think when you're in the confines of Christ and you're living a different life, I don't think the past is necessary. I don't need to be going off into all that. I need to know, hey, do you have a job? What kind of job you got? Matter of fact, how much you make an hour? Because see, I'm high no, I am not high maintenance. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Well, I need things, you know.
Well, we should talk
He
about
needed-
finances.
Well, that's right. That's why I say it's no romance without
Are
finance.
you in debt?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of times women will marry a man and he owes all his child support. So when they get together and they start merging their socials and they start merging, guess what? His child support is her child support. That's true. That's very true.
Not just child support. IRS. They owe the IRS.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
You know, I mean, it's just a lot of things we can name.
That's
we can
true.
Talk about. But debt is important. Spending habits. How's your spending habits?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can
That's
you
true.
save money?
You know what I
Can you
mean?
say that's
Do you
right?
spend all of? Can I trust you to pay the bills?
That's
There
it.
you
Or
go.
do you shop,
Yes.
Shop till
all the
you
time?
Because some men will give a lady money. Okay, I don't really like talking about other people, but I've seen this happen a lot of times. And they won't buy anything for the kids, for the house,
Jesus.
even for the car. You know your car needs some, just for instance, Windex. You won't even go get that, but you'll ask your husband for it. But he just gave you $1,500. Or he just gave you $500. You know,
Who does that?
they do it.
And you know what my thing is, and that's just me as a person. We ain't talking about me. We talking about general. But anyway, when I get money in my hands that he give me, 9 chances out of 10, I'm buying something for the house. If I'm not buying food, I'm buying bowls. Well, we don't need a whole bunch of bowls, but I'm just saying, you know, stuff because I like to cook, spices. Now I can spend some money on some spices.
That's what I'm saying. You want to
I
make
can
sure your
spend money
home.
on
I spend money
spices.
on candles. You know, Nene, what
Oh
did you
yeah,
spend money?
cleaning supply. Yep,
What
I'm
did
gonna
you
buy
get?
that.
I spent money on food.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I got married, my husband didn't have. Well, he worked for big companies, but he didn't make a lot of money, and I fell in love with him, not his pocketbook. I fell in love with what we could grow and do together, because I probably wouldn't have ever got married waiting on a rich man.
Come on,
not
that's
in
true.
That day and time.
Come on.
These young men had come from the country and moved to the city, and they were hard workers, but they didn't have anything yet. And it could be the same way today. You got a lot of young men that's want to do good. They starting out on their career, and they think trying to work on a relationship in the middle of their career. So they just want to be a computer scientist or something. And that take learning, going to school.
Right.
And you got to have your mind right.
That's true.
Do that. So you got to really pay attention to who you get with. Are they going to support you in your dreams?
That's
Do you
it.
support them?
That's
it.
Right. See, people don't do that anymore.
They don't.
Support one another in their dreams. Honey, I don't care what you want to be. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a divided household.
Yes, it
you
is.
You won't work together if your husband want to be
Exactly.
whatever you want to be, or your wife want to be. Work with her, help her get where she's trying to get, and then she'll turn around and help you get where you're trying to get. Y'all
Period.
just work together. That's what love does.
That's
See,
right.
a lot of people, that little four-letter word is left out of a lot of relationships.
Yeah,
It's all
especially.
about what you can get. And
Yeah.
What you can give me.
That's
That's
right.
not love.
With them.
That's not love.
You know my analogy on that, or should I say my take on that at 40 is this. I'd rather find loyalty,
Yeah.
have loyalty and love than finances, because that'll come. Because I always tell people, something, just like God gave it to you, he can take it from you.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's going to happen, but what I'm saying is you want to base and build your relationship off of loyalty and love instead of money.
Jesus.
Because the Bible even say for the love of money is the root of all evil.
Well, it's not that you love it, you need it.
But you do need it. But I want to learn, to love and be loyal to a person instead of always saying, oh, he got money. Because a lot of people, me in my era, they flaunt their money like as if they can buy you.
I ain't got time for
When you're a real woman, you don't care about the money because you're learning the man.
Yes.
You're learning your spouse. If you want to get to know me. I don't want to know your money. I want to know you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Real talk. But this day and time, I'm married. But anyway,
But that comes when you're used to money too.
no,
though.
but I've seen, back in my day growing up, when we were just growing up and just me and my friends, you always have this dream that you're a princess because that's what your family treats you like, and they tell you you're a princess. So you grow up looking for a rich man. But nowadays, these young men are looking for rich women. They gold diggers. They
Come
talking
on.
about we used to be gold
That's
diggers.
true.
No, the men are gold diggers
That's
nowadays. They look for somebody to coddle them, take care of them, pay all their bills, make their credit good again. I ain't got time for that.
That's true, because a lot of guys, they even like older women because they feel like they'll take care of them.
Not here.
What they call them, cougars
Cougars.
Yeah.
and sugar daddies, please.
Sugar daddies. Oh yeah, sugar daddies. And then
Yeah.
I think the women or the man, whoever the youngest, will be sugar babies.
That's what they call them.
That's what they call them. I mean, seriously, they sound funny, but they really have sites that I've heard like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for none of it.
But kids, a lot of people don't talk about if they want kids, how many kids, if they don't want kids.
That's right.
Some guys get married, they don't even tell the lady they had a vasectomy.
That's right.
Or she doesn't tell them she had her tubes tied.
Yeah, that's true.
That becomes a problem.
Yes, that's a problem
Now,
down the road.
See, stuff like that pertaining to the life that they're going to share should be shared.
Should be
You know what I'm
shared,
saying?
yes.
It really
Talk
should.
about
That should be shared. I mean, because I think that's a big deal right there. I mean,
And
seriously.
there's another side of it, especially in this day and time where you got a lot of single moms. Now you have to be careful who you bring around your children.
That's it.
Because you have to watch.
Yes,
Really,
Lord.
if I was single in this day and time, honey, it'd probably be a year if I met somebody I was interested
Or
in
longer.
before they met my children.
That's right.
Because I had to really get to know him, know if he liked children.
Come on.
And the first time he meet my children, I would watch how he interact.
That's
And
right.
people are marrying people that don't even like their children. That don't work out.
Right.
If you got one with him and two with someone else, maybe you was married before, you didn't have to be a single mom. You was married before, now you married again. And you got one with this one, two
Come on,
with
Ada.
the late one. Now, how do this man treat you? See, we live in a day and time where people just look like they're don't have the love that they should have. A child is a child, whether he's yours, you
Real
help
talk.
bring him into the world. He's a child. He need nourishing. He need taken care of. He needs showing
Yes,
love.
that's right.
But there's so many homes where the man or woman and be a stepmom. I think they need to get rid of this.
I
All
can't
that
stand
step.
that step
Step,
stuff. When
step.
you marry
They
me,
say,
we're
this is my
packaged.
child.
Hello.
This is my child. This is my child. And nobody interested in whether you or
Come on.
in the act. You know, you
If it was the
responsible
seed or
for
not,
getting
yeah.
them here
That's
in the
right.
world.
I like that.
You know, so
I love
you
it.
have to be careful with that. And most
ma'am.
when I was young, we didn't worry about all of that. Because young women would come up, if they was fast and would listen to their parents, they'd come up expecting, and they sent them away for 9 months. And when they come back, you wonder, they
Wow.
look different. And you didn't see the child now till later. But they would send them out because they didn't want the other young women in the neighborhood influenced by that.
Wow.
I mean, it meant something to be a young woman when I was young. You wanted to carry yourself. You realize I'm walking through this world, and one of these days I'm gonna find somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Right.
That's right. 'Cause
So I've got to pay attention to the way I act.
And you don't
Right.
want to be.
That's
You
right.
don't want to be known for being a loose woman.
That's right. That's
This
right.
man can say he had you.
Yeah.
You go to this church, that man can say he had you. The
Yeah.
devil is a
No,
lie.
ma'am.
No.
Yeah, they can't even count on their hand how many they done been with. Who wants to live like that?
No one.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the day and time we're living in.
I love what you just said, though. You brought it home.
Yeah. But
That-
you have to really pay attention. Don't just be you so Google-eyed and you're not paying no attention to how the man feel about your children. Those kids are
Who are
gonna be
these?
there.
Hey, oh, that's yours.
Yeah. The kids is gonna be there at least 18 years. So you got
That's
to
right.
pay attention. He's gonna be their daddy. If you bring him in the home, y'all get married. So you got to pay attention to how he feel about it. And I don't know why people can't. A child is a child. Just get in that home. We all one big happy family.
Right.
And I love. He's mine. She's mine.
Yep, and I don't like that step stuff.
I don't like
You
it.
always,
Yes.
oh, that's my stepdaughter,
Yeah.
that's my stepson.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, oh, I don't like that because to me, it's you're creating division
Yeah.
where there's
Thank you
wouldn't
so
be
much.
division, but to me, you would be creating division, calling kids and
Yeah.
people your step. Everybody know the truth, but when you meet a stranger or somebody, I don't. You can just say that's my son or that's my daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when God said that it's a mystery, but two shall become one. I feel like that the children are just a bonus.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's right.
But
That's
then
what
sometimes children can break up marriages too.
That they
especially when
can,
they're teenagers.
they can, but that's where you step in as a mother. Because when if you have an older child and they start disrespecting, you cannot, and you cannot control that. That's a problem. That's on the mother. You know, you should be able to control the fact that, you know, my oldest is disrespecting this man. You know, and it shouldn't come between y'all, especially if you serious about this person.
Yeah.
No, your kids need to stay in the child's place. I don't care how old they are.
I
Stay
think.
respectful.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
You going?
Come do.
Oh, I think that comes with training them up from the get-go.
From the get-go.
I
That's true.
I don't have one that I would worry about
Come on.
acting like that.
Mm-mm.
Because I don't care if they're 16
Or 60.
they may get the backhand or 60 backhand in their mouth. So
Yes.
it starts with the training of why
That's
they're
true.
young,
Come on, Nene.
bending that sap in the way that it should go.
You sure telling the truth.
But when you find that they'll be defined and do things like that, they haven't been brought up right.
Right.
And you know, you always have one. If you have 3 kids, it may be that middle child
Excuse
that
me,
you
y'all.
have to put your hand on more than the other 2, or vice versa. So I definitely agree with that. When you train them up, that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
Starts at home.
And then you don't have to fear when they're around people because they're not going to make you shame and do things that they shouldn't do. They won't be in grown folks' conversation. They won't be sitting around. You know, we didn't do that when I was coming up. We didn't sit around when my grandmother and dad and them was talking
Sure did.
business and all.
That's true.
I did the same with mine. When I got married, my kids never knew what was going on with me and my husband. We got in the room, even when if we had to discipline them, we get in the room and talk about it. We didn't talk in front of the children.
Right.
That's true.
Because if he didn't agree with me, which we most time did, but maybe it was something I was wrong on, he don't want the kid to hear that I'm wrong.
That's true. I never heard them all. I can actually
We
say
never,
that.
I don't remember. Well, we had a little ups and downs like it.
But we
marriage,
never knew it.
but you all didn't know it.
Wow.
You didn't even because when we come back out around here, we were together.
See, I love it.
Isn't that nice?
We were together.
I love it.
And
It
there
is.
wasn't no, I tell you one thing, and you run to daddy and said, Daddy, can I know?
Interject.
What did your mama say? And that's the way it went.
That's true.
I
Because you know,
love
sometimes they will try to play one against the other.
Yeah, all the time.
But what do y'all think about married couple? I mean, we talking about after marriage. That was all it was before, you know, having a conversation. Well, I guess the conversation should exist before marriage as well. What do you think about a married couple having separate bank accounts? She have hers, he have his.
I don't think nothing is wrong with that.
I don't either, but until he find out that he can trust his mate, or if she find out she can trust her mate. Because like I said, some people just can't handle money.
Right.
And as long as a penny's in there,
It's gonna
they
be gone.
shopping.
Okay.
That's true.
And the bills haven't been paid.
That's true.
They, that's a pair of shoes. They go
See.
with that dress I already got.
Ain't got but one set of feet.
And to me, I don't think it's anything wrong with it because before I met you or before he met you,
Yeah.
you always want to have that comfortability, like where, okay, I don't have to go ask my man.
Yeah.
If I want to go out with the girls or my family, I can go in my own bank account.
That's right. That's right.
If I want some shoes, I could go into my own bank account and do that.
Yeah.
That feels good. That just make you feel good too. Like, but I wouldn't hide it from him. I wouldn't hide it from him. But I would. There's nothing wrong with having it separate. But I wouldn't hide it.
That's true, because one thing I did teach my daughters, right, wrong or indifferent, I feel like
Stop it, baby.
that you should have your own bank account, especially ladies. Have your own bank account, because if you marry him and he get to being crazy, acting crazy, and all that love is gone and all the thrill is gone and all that, and if you got to make a quick exit, you got money to do that.
Okay.
It's not that you taking his money to do it. No, look, I don't live in La La Land. I live in the real land, because I'm telling you, been there, done that. Men have done that. They have stole your money. You know what I'm saying?
And that has happened to some people, even out here on social media. Their money
do.
was stolen.
Their
you know,
money
and
was
stuff like that.
stolen by
Even
him.
on Why Did I Get Married? He took all that woman money. He took everything. He just gave her a car. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. But that stuff happens in real life, so that's the reason probably people could relate to that.
But some people get a prenup, sure. They get a prenup too to cancel all that out. So before marriage, that's all should be talked about.
That's right.
Oh,
No
so
stone unturned.
Nene, what you think?
She said all.
Yeah,
She said everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she definitely agree with that.
Yes.
What
Finances,
about
income, spending.
let's change real quick. What about your beliefs, like faith and values? Like,
Yes.
That
because
should
if
be
your
discussed.
beliefs align with theirs, yeah. But if they clash,
Yes.
We're unequally yoked.
hey, ain't nothing else we can talk about, deuces. Because my beliefs is I love the Lord. No, rather they living for the Lord or not. Still, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
My analogy on that, it's just like if somebody
I'm not going to date a Buddhist,
what?
an atheist, whatever.
Oh yes.
You know,
Well,
I'm not-
somebody that's not serving the true and living God
Yeah.
because that's what Buddhists do.
That's what I'm saying. I
That's
wouldn't
true.
date someone like that.
But when people say, "Oh,
Clash.
we're not unequally yoked," that's true. You know, we're not equally yoked. We're unequally yoked. That's just like I'm thinking about two ox in a field, right? And you yoke them up together. One of them blind, and the other one can see. I know it sounds silly, but I'm telling you, the blind is stumbling and don't know which way to go. And then you got this one, you know, they both of them got this yoke on their neck, and they both supposed to be going forward. But the blind one, he pulling that way because he don't know what's in front of him.
See,
They're not, you know, they're not compatible. In other words. So that's what I'm thinking about when they say unequally yoked, because I ain't trying to be with nobody, don't have a vision for their own life, just
Come
has my
on.
own mind. Because I was always taught, you follow the man, because he's supposed to be the head of the house as he followed Christ. But if he ain't following Christ, he ain't got nothing to say to me. Or should it?
Yes, you should
Oh.
talk about religion,
Yes.
what you believe. And I believe that's number one important, because God set the home up as a family, a family, and He's got everything mapped out the way the family's supposed to go.
That's right.
The God is the head, the man is the head of the woman is the next, and then the children. So you wouldn't, she's quoted the scripture where God said, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers.
Unbelievers.
So you couldn't fall in love, I don't even know what circle you all would be, maybe at work or something, with somebody else that's
At the
serving
gym.
a different God. You know, there's no way a marriage like that would work.
That's true.
You can either get married or get together and he convert you to his side.
Right.
Most of the time, that's the way it is.
That's true. It's kind of like light and dark. One going outshine or dim the other one. So either or. That's true.
We're talking about discussing everything.
Exactly.
This is included.
So my biggest thing, because I've been married, unfortunately, things didn't turn out well. I'm not married due to infidelity.
Thank you,
So,
Jesus.
and I don't mind saying that because I like to be real. I like to be honest. But yeah, but when the Lord blessed me with another husband, we got to talk about family dynamics. What do I mean by family dynamics? How involved would your extended family be in this marriage? Because listen,
Jesus.
baby, if they messy, we can't do it. If your mom, if my future mother-in-law, I'm already seeing she got some things going on, and she's spending your money before I even
Throw the deuces.
listen.
Throw him the deuces.
I'm just saying they be so like
That's true.
it's bad. People don't respect
Boundaries.
people courting or boundaries
Boundaries, that's
anymore.
right.
Your extended family have nothing to do with your future wife. And I say, and I'll tell anybody this: keep people out of your business.
Yeah.
Just love them and keep it moving.
Yeah, you know, most of the time it's the person that brings the kin people in.
There you go.
Because your mate may do something that you don't agree with, and you go back to mama or sister or brother and talk to them about it. Should never do that.
Come on, nigga.
Keep it amongst you and him.
That's it.
Him and her.
I'll go pray about
Because you the one gonna cause them to dislike it.
That's right.
When you take them all of this disturbance that you all have and misunderstanding, you shouldn't tell anybody. And don't ever in a marriage let the sun go down when you're mad at one another.
That's
You
true.
may not just say, honey, I'm sorry. Give me a minute on this and we'll work it out. But never go to bed mad. That's something me and my husband did. We never laid down at night mad. Now, I didn't say we didn't get angry at one another during the day. We had misunderstanding, but we didn't go to sleep on it.
Right.
Well, have you ever got mad just to make up?
No, I didn't do that.
Got mad just to what?
Just to make up?
Nope, I didn't do that.
Well, I just thought I'd ask. But anyway, that is so true.
That's the
To me,
best.
that's playing games. I don't do it. I didn't
No,
do
but
no.
Like it, I'm saying now. You asked me.
Let her clarify.
We didn't do that back in that day. We
didn't do it now.
We had enough problems to make up for. You see what I'm saying?
I think. See, I read it wrong. I mean, I heard you wrong. I thought she was saying you get mad and you make up.
Yeah.
Y'all know what we're
It
trying to
wasn't
say.
Yeah.
Make up in a good way. Cause that's the
what I just
best.
asked.
That's what I
Because
thought.
I had a friend, she did it.
Yeah, no,
Had a good man,
I know.
but
I'm
she
saying that I wouldn't deliberately do that.
Oh, okay.
Just
Am I saying?
I have a friend
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
not gonna make my man mad
Yeah,
just to.
that's what I'm
Okay, yeah, no. I thought you was
Well,
talking
no,
about
she
something else.
did.
Sorry. Let
She
me hear
created
myself.
friction.
Yeah.
She created friction just so they
Oh,
could make
no.
up.
Oh no.
That's dumb.
I thought so too.
That's
So
dumb.
doing that friction, he could throw it a deuces.
That's what I'm
Boom.
saying. Because while
Yeah.
playing them games and doing all that friction, there's
That's
somebody on the
right.
job saying,
Okay. Cause I thought you were saying.
and smelling good,
See?
looking good, and honey, she ain't got her mouth stuck out. So you better be careful playing games.
Yeah, you can't play like that. But I thought you were saying like making up
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
y'all making up and y'all going. If y'all married, you know, say come here, boy. That's what I thought you were saying.
Come here, boy.
That's what I thought you were
Yeah,
saying.
spicy 40. Psst.
We grown. We
40
40.
spicy.
80. I'm 80, you know.
I'm 60, but that's a little too tender for my ears.
I'm
tender.
gone.
So we're not going to get into this, but this
Right.
is an important subject before marriage: sex and intimacy. There's a difference between sex and being intimate.
Jesus.
We're talking about their expectations, their boundaries, and the needs. Is that important to talk about before marriage? What's your expectations? What are your boundaries?
She don't look like she
And
talking
what are your
about
needs?
this.
Well, she might.
Look at her face. Her face tell me she ain't talking about that.
Is that important to talk about before marriage? I think it
It
is.
is in this day and time.
Okay.
It really is. See, you all have a lot of problems in this day and time that we couldn't even dream of encountering.
That's actually true, though.
That's true.
That's true.
We didn't have, really married life was not easy. It was a job. But
it was
we did
beautiful.
not have all of these distractions and all of these things that y'all
Yes.
have today.
Yes.
Which makes it triple hard for a marriage to work. Because you working inside of the house, you and your husband, to make this a good marriage. And somebody on the outside is working to end it, you know? So you got to, when he's home or she's home, I'm talking both ways.
That's right.
The husband got to make that wife feel important, know that she is, not just feel, but know that she is important.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with running your husband
Bath water.
bath water.
Nothing.
Nothing wrong with the man, the woman
Babe.
doing him like that.
Woo.
Like
vice
that.
versa. Having
Come on, Minnie.
God is
rose
good.
petals seat.
They don't see. That's what I be trying to help
Young
with.
folks today
But-
don't know how to be a good wife. They play too many games.
That's right.
Listen, I ain't got time for no game. But I'm gonna tell you something. You right about that.
I mean,
Making your man feel ain't nothing wrong with lighting him a candle, buying him a rose.
Yeah,
People say
yeah.
men
Washing
don't
his back
deserve
in the
roses
shower.
or they don't need roses. Who told y'all that?
that's right.
Unlearn that because my man gonna have the best, and I'm gonna make him feel the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh,
And then
I'm
you
getting-
out
Give me some of that.
doing in your home, you
She wants
already
some.
married. There's nothing wrong with getting up in the morning, leaving them a little note. I love you. Have a blessed day. Can't wait to see you this evening.
You was a good
Things
wife.
like that. You
See?
know, that make that man feel I'm going out here and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
today.
he'll
That's
hustle
got a
man
reason.
in.
It gives him a reason to do
Yes.
it. You know, a woman thinks the man should have a reason just because she who she is. No, you got to work at that, and he vice versa. He can leave notes for you also.
That's right.
That's one thing that every man the wife can do, and it just, he melts.
Come on.
It's different for each man.
Yes,
And
that's
I
true.
could just, if my husband was driving the car, and I could just reach over and touch his hand.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Okay, take that head and
Magic touch.
just take that head and just rub the ears or something. You know
Okay,
what you do?
That's a little bit too much.
No.
How's it too much?
I ain't
See,
finna rubbing nobody's
But
ears.
this is working
Wow.
on a happy marriage.
It's intimacy.
Yeah. And it's not always about in the bed.
Come on.
Intimacy.
This is true.
Not always.
Yes, that's why I say
That's
sex is
what
different
have
from intimacy.
Intimacy.
That's what the young people need to learn.
Periods, even just walking through the house. When you
Yes.
come and you put your arm around him, maybe he's standing at the sink or something, and just said, "I love you, I appreciate you."
That love
How
like
many do that? How many women do that?
That
No,
me.
they going out the door fussing, kicking rags, throwing.
You know what I'm saying?
Chicken rags.
Come on.
Cause
the house ain't clean.
Oh, that's pretty disgusting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on,
chicken
Nene,
rags.
bring it
She said
in.
chicken
No,
rags.
ooh, Lord. Mm-mm.
That's good. That's good. Kicking rags, Lord. No, they do be having say.
That brings us to the house cleaning.
Let me just say this before we go to the house cleaning part. For real, my era of a ladies
Yeah.
and gents, I cannot take coming into nobody's house and I'm stepping over clothes, dirty clothes. So when she say rags, she talking about clothes, piled up,
Yeah.
stacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, move that stuff out the way. Clean your house.
Yeah, because your husband or the wife.
I get emotional.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
Nene.
know this day and time that we got stay-at-home husbands and stay-at-home wives. Sometimes because the wife is making more money, I understand that she's working, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's your agreement.
Wait, yeah.
But whoever's staying home need to clean the house.
Yeah, that's
Clean your house, and let me give the young people a tip. If your house got halitosis, you need to move that refrigerator. You
stove.
need to move the stove.
That's right.
Mop and clean under it.
Under it, behind it, in it.
And the wash and dry.
Yes.
That stuff is greasy and up under there after we done cooked so
Talk
many
about it.
times.
That's true.
You got to move those things
Yes.
so your house won't have halitosis.
Pull that stove
and clean
out.
out. Clean under.
Yep.
halitosis
Signs
means
of it.
that your house stinks. Also,
When you walk
halitosis
in.
means that when I walk out of your house and I smell like your house, that's
Yeah.
halitosis.
Okay, I'm getting nauseous.
I'm just saying that's what that is. Some people don't know what halitosis is
Yeah.
because, like younger women, they
Yeah,
don't
they
know
don't.
what
Yeah,
that means.
that's
They're like, "What is that?" It means that your house has a smell,
Yeah.
and that's not a pleasant smell.
That's right.
So
Yeah, because after you've been cooking so long, and if you don't ever air your house out, a lot of
Yes.
people don't air their house out. You need to let the windows up when it's nice spring day.
Yep.
Come in spring cleaning,
Yeah.
that's part of spring cleaning. Let it up and let all that stuff blow out
Yeah.
some kind of way.
That's what we did every spring.
Sure did.
I would let all the windows up in the house, take all my, clean my blinds and all
Yeah.
of that. But every 3 months I'd pull my refrigerator out and the stove out and clean up on it. And you would be surprised the grease and the grime in 3 months that have gotten under there.
That's real.
From us cooking
That's true.
and us living. So,
Vinegar hood, get up in that vinegar hood
Yeah.
real good.
so women don't take time to really clean up anymore, and they don't teach their children. to
Baby.
clean up.
That's true.
I-
And ladies, excuse me.
You okay?
I need to give a little tip to these ladies that have children. That's
children have-
probably 5 and up. Baby, this one right here can tell you, they are the best baseboard cleaners. Get them a little, I'm telling you, because I can't stand my baseboards to be dirty, because dust settles on the baseboard.
Yeah.
Honey, my grandkids is my baseboard cleaners now. That's a good idea. They need to be doing that pretty soon. But baseboard, get these children, because see, it gives them like a work ethic. They won't grow up lazy and not wanting to work
Yeah.
because they're used to work. Because guess what? We wash dishes.
So they-
Me and my brothers, we probably argue about whose day it is.
Yeah.
But baby, when mom and daddy came in there, somebody finna volunteer because them dishes finna get washed.
Yes, some type of chores.
That's right. It gives you work ethic, and then they gave us a little, little allowance just for doing what we were supposed to do. But it helped us. It helped us in life, and it prepared us for the workforce. To be honest with you, it did. It prepared us for the workforce because a lot of times these kids they just want to sit on the game, and you tell them, "Hey, Johnny, put your shoes on. We finna go." He want to put on one shoe, still looking at the TV, walking out there, and then he put and get to the car and then got on but one shoe.
That
Where
goes,
your other shoe?
But see, that goes back to again,
Lazy.
How is your parenting?
That's
Because
it, that's it.
if I say we finna go, you ain't got nothing in your hands. You gonna be focused on putting on both of them shoes the right way, tying them, and before we get out that door, your shoes better be on properly.
Right. Yeah.
No, I ain't talking about the left foot on the right on the left.
Okay, we're not talking about dressing children. We're talking about cleaning house.
It doesn't matter.
But I'm telling you about
got on the subject.
Well, I'm just saying about them being lazy. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
I didn't want to derail.
Okay.
Sorry.
And some parents think that their children are too good to make their beds clean up. But I think you're doing them a
Disservice. Yes, ma'am.
Because
I
if
agree.
it's a man, one of these days he's gonna grow up and marry somebody's daughter.
Come on.
That's
If
right.
it's a daughter, one day she's growing up and marry somebody's son.
That's right.
So you need to teach her and him how. There's nothing wrong with a man learning how to
Nothing.
clean.
Nothing.
Because he may be by himself a while to cook.
That's
and
right.
clean
Right.
Before he get married. And you don't want to be unequally yoked in that way either.
That's
Because
true.
some people are. They maybe the man will meet a beautiful young lady that she's brought up in a home with a mother and daddy, with sisters and brothers, and they all love one another. And the mother taught her how to cook, how to carry herself, how to clean. And then he brought up in a house where he wasn't taught anything.
Right.
You know, so that's being unequal.
That's true.
He haven't even been taught to work.
To work.
So that's unequal. You don't want to marry someone like that. You
Boy.
really don't want to marry a young lady. I don't care how fine she is and how she look like a Coca-Cola bottle, but you better find out if she can deal with life.
That's right.
Because this thing called life is a chore. You know.
Yeah, because a lot of these young ladies they still in la la land. They thinking, oh, I'm gonna get married and eat out every day. Honey,
What, baby? That's the most
that's gonna
expensive.
break. He better be rich, man.
It ain't even if my husband was rich, I'm not
too
going to take our money and go spend it on out to eat where we know these people some of these people may not be washing their hands. If he's getting a good home cooked meal, I know it's sanitized, we're sanitary. That's better for me, and plus I'm saving us money. Why would you go even if you do have the money? But see, to me that goes along with knowing and being used to something. You used to money. You used to go. You know what I mean? Like when a woman or a man is used to something, they're not going to go splurge because I'm used to it. So it really depends on, like Nene was saying, how they was raised. How was they raised? You know, so that's a whole nother subject in itself. Spending, just wasting, splurging for what? You know?
But then leftovers is always good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So
if I made some beans and cornbread.
Yeah, he can eat for 2 or 3 days.
With some
Whereas
neck
after
bones.
eat, he could be hungry the next few
Or
hours.
oxtails.
Yeah.
But most of the young women today, and if this is you, I'm not criticizing you, baby. You can learn to cook. But most of them don't know how to cook.
They can call me.
Don't even have a desire, Penny. Don't even have a desire to cook.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's true. They don't have a desire.
You
That's
cannot
true.
take care of your family if you don't know how to cook. Who's to say McDonald's gonna be here tomorrow?
Come on.
Who's to say
right.
Fat Daddy's gonna be here tomorrow? Fat Burger, whoever you know.
Learn
so
something.
you
That's
need
true.
to learn to cook. There's nothing wrong, and it's so satisfying to cook a good meal and sit
Yes.
down and enjoy it. And since we talked about that, that's another thing the family doesn't do. We used to sit around the table.
Yes.
My kids knew I'd have dinner just about the same time every day.
That's true.
And I knew Pat made mention of it the other day about the street lights. They be out playing, but they know to get in the house before and it better not go come on and you not there. You knew better. You knew
right.
about the time the street light was gonna come on. You should have been in the house.
What happened if they didn't?
Go get me a switch.
She ain't never hit me with no switch.
That
I stand on that.
He's talking about your brothers.
Oh yeah, them mercenaries.
Listen,
Hey.
hold on. Hold on, sweetheart. But what's awesome about cooking at home? Oh, let me expound on that because I think this is what you were trying to say. People don't eat around the table anymore.
That's right.
What they do is
That's
go,
what I'm saying.
they'll go get their food out to eat. They'll order DoorDash, my era,
Oh, okay.
or Uber
We don't do
Eats,
that.
and then what they'll do instead of sitting around the table even eating that, they on their phones. I don't want to be married. My kids ain't even finna do it. We don't have phones at the table. All that, no, we're gonna put it in a bucket, or y'all finna go put it up somewhere. We're gonna eat. Now, my daughter, she's 5, she tried it. But no, seriously, we're eating. We're going to eat as a family because that's important.
It is. It really is. Because believe it or not, you learn a lot about your children. They learn a lot about their mom, their dad. If they don't have a dad, it's a single mother. You're gonna learn a lot. Just sometimes just let your kids ramble on. You're gonna learn, and it happens around the dinner table. The time that quality is called quality time. So
Yes, that's what we look forward to is having dinner together, Sunday evening together, Sunday dinner together after church. And what people don't realize, this is where a lot of times your children learn manners.
That's it.
They learn more about their mom and their daddy, how to react with the opposite sex. You just don't realize how much your children learn by just sitting at the table together as a family eating together. You think you're just eating and y'all get up and through? No, the children is learning how the mother and father interact with one another, how you supposed to interact with one another.
Right.
Brothers and sisters supposed, because we didn't take no foolishness. You come to eat, you say your blessings, everybody said they bless, we bless the food, and then we eat, but wasn't no talking, wasn't no phones at the,
Come on.
wasn't no arguing, wasn't no talking about I don't like this, cause honey, please. When I got through with you, you would like
honey,
you wouldn't eat till the
Lord
next
have
meal.
mercy. Yes, Lord.
I wasn't worried about them starving. I knew you'd eat sooner or later. What's the next meal?
We have enough thickness on us to last us for days.
But that's good stuff, y'all.
That's good stuff. But back to house cleaning.
Oh, it's just my area. I don't know. I've always been clean, so I can't take the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room. The whole house is important to me. I mean, I don't care. I'm not missing nothing.
That's true.
So I'm not. I don't have what you call it. What do you call it?
I don't know.
CDs.
When people always like, that's not who I am. Like,
Clean.
what is it called?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know what you mean.
When
OCD?
people are OCD.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's what I was.
Yeah, I don't have OCD or anything,
I
but
don't know if I do.
I love a
crazy.
clean house. If it's not clean, we got some problems.
Yeah, I kind of.
We have problems. Yeah. So I mean,
Yes,
that just
Lord.
even goes for when I'm cooking. I clean as I go. Even if I don't get a chance to clean as I go, I make sure that I clean up afterwards. Using hot water, bleach.
Yeah.
Yes, I use bleach, cap full, whatever. We need to. Bleach is important.
Yes, it is.
Hot water.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and a lot of people don't know this trick. If you don't have the money to buy cleaning supply, this works. I'm telling you. Get you one cup of Dawn detergent. It's got to be Dawn
Yeah.
or something equivalent, not any dishwasher. Dawn.
Yes.
And get you 2 cups of vinegar. Put that in a spray bottle. I usually warm my vinegar up in the microwave for like 1 minute. 2 cups, just 2 cups. Warm it up. Pour it on top of that Dawn in the spray bottle. Shake it up. Honey, when I tell you can clean anything, go clean that dirty shower door.
fine.
I promise you, all the soap scum, everything gonna melt.
That's good, cause a lot of people.
I'm serious.
A lot of people they be stuck on just a house that smells good.
Yeah.
But no, is it clean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because you can go. I knew one girl. She put a pot on the stove and she poured Fabuloso just to make her house smell good, but her house was nasty. You covering up
Disgusting.
stench with smell good. No, is your house clean? So I love what you said.
Yeah, but you can get cancer from that too. Inhaling all that bleach and stuff. I mean, I use bleach in this place, germicidal
make
bleach.
sense.
But if you don't have bleach, use vinegar. Vinegar works. And if you done cook fish or something in your house, my mom taught me this. Set out a bowl of vinegar. Honey, guess what? It's gonna, I don't know how it magically happened, but it's gonna suck all that smoke in. It's gonna take all that smell out of your
Fish
house.
smell, yeah.
Fish smell, it would do it. Fried foods.
Another thing, fried foods. You don't want to
That's
leave
right.
your the grease. A lot of the reason why the house be stinking, and then you go to church with clothes smelling like fish and chicken, is because that grease that they have sitting there, they may put it in a bag and throw it away, but that smell is still lingering. So you want to go take the trash out. I take it out immediately. I don't like it sitting in my house. So.
Yeah.
Well, you have to wait for the grease to cool.
Of course, that's self-explanatory. We gotta tell them to.
We'll go into cooking later because I got some tricks for you on cooking.
We gotta tell people to cool down the grease before you put it in the bag.
Yes, because I've had somebody to pour grease in my trash and it was still hot
That is crazy.
and busted my bag.
Nene, what did you do for cleanliness?
Oh, honey, I was a clean freak.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Back in those days, we had a thing that my mom was like this also. I'd have to change my furniture around and my house didn't look
That's
clean
where I
anymore.
got that from.
Like maybe 3 times a year, I would change the sofa,
Yes.
change the
Curtains too.
curtains,
Everything.
That's where I got that from.
Well, I got it from y'all.
Yeah.
You know,
Cause I do the same.
That's the only way I wasn't just only way I felt like I just tired of looking at it like that and it didn't look clean anymore to me.
Every
Unless
season.
I went deep into that and moving and mopping and changing the furniture and maybe I'd put the soap on that wall and just change it
Yes.
around. My husband would come in every time and he was the type of man that he could sit down and eat, and we were married 43 years and he never got up from the table and said thank you for the meal, it was good.
without saying it.
Without saying it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
he
sweet.
never got up without saying that.
My little chocolate say that too.
That's
He
sweet.
always
Yeah,
said
thank
baby
you.
was good.
Oh.
He used to tell me, he said, I can cook him an old boot. He gonna eat it.
Oh,
That's, Lord Jesus, I have to ask God to forgive him because I really thought about balling a boot one day and see if he gonna handle it. I did.
like word, Mama, come on now.
Everything people say is not
You play
good.
too much.
I know it, but I was gonna do it.
You play too much. But since we on cooking about a little bit, let me. Have y'all ever cooked for your husband or your man, and they don't come eat right away?
Oh, that drives me
The food get cold.
I never did that.
Oh,
That
oh.
drives me bonkers.
I'll be like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everybody ready? What's up?
Yeah.
I mean,
What are you
Hey,
doing?
Nene, sometimes they may be watching TV,
no.
the football. I can understand the football guy. I'll go take him his food, you know, but and that's different. But I'm just saying, like, you gonna let the food get cold?
To me, that's maybe it's an appreciative man. You know, because you done took time to fix this and it's hot. And
Excuse me.
fix your table.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Amy.
She'll be back. It's okay.
Yeah, you took time to fix the table.
Right.
You know, you put little placemats and all of that.
Yes.
And your food, most of the time when you're cooking good food, it's best if you eat it hot.
Come on.
It's not good if it's cold. So to me, that maybe he was busy or something, but to me, if it was my husband, I think he was being ungrateful. He
Right,
wasn't
right.
grateful enough. Because I done slaved over, and I mean, in them days, we could say we slaved. We didn't just throw anything to our
Yes.
husband and children. We really cooked.
Like you put thought into the
Yes,
meal. Oh, I love it.
and have it ready for him to drink, dessert. See, in my day and time, we could have I could fix a whole meal with $5. I could have a meat, a vegetable, starch, and the dessert with $5.
Wow.
You know what? And it sounds funny, but I could do that today.
What would you make?
I could.
What would you make?
I would make a pot of beans. You got beans and rice.
I was gonna say that with I can't say $5, $10. With $10, what I would make, it would be definitely rice, beans, cornbread.
Well, this wasn't just rice.
That's
Sweet
cheaper
cornbread.
than $10.
Sometimes it was a roast, sometimes meatloaf.
Ooh.
Oh, she talking about with real meat. No, I couldn't do that today.
With $5.
Oh no, I couldn't
She
do
said
that.
back in her day.
Yeah,
Isn't
I'm
that
talking
amazing?
about child. And
That is amazing how times change.
It has changed
yes.
dramatically. I mean, it's crazy. But real quick, cause we didn't hit on something. I got to hit on this before we get out of here on this episode. When it comes to conflict resolution styles before getting married, I want to know, how angry do you get? Or can we ask them, or can we talk about that before we get married? Or should you talk about a person, how's your rage? Because people, there's a lot of women getting abused. And there's a lot of men getting abused
There
too.
you go. Real talk.
So I think that they need to know, how is that man attitude, and then your recovery stage. Like, just let me go when I'm upset. Let me go walking. I'll come back. Well, before, like Nene said earlier, 80. Don't let the sun go down. Let me go take a walk. I'll be back. Let me calm down. But I'll let you stand there, and they won't let you finish. Let you heal or whatever you need to do. We need to learn that.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna show that sign before you get married. It's no way he can keep that. You're gonna see his real self. That's why people don't need to be get engaged. Stay engaged for 30 days. People can pretend 30 days.
Pretend for 30 days, honey.
But if you just stretch that to 60 days, 90 days, or 100, a
120.
year, you're gonna see himself. You're gonna see his true him or her. It doesn't matter.
That's true.
But it's impossible for a person to put on that long. But that's what we do when we first meet. You don't really meet that person.
Right.
You meet what they want you to meet.
Exactly. Because they trying to catch you.
Because they trying to get you.
Best foot forward.
Once, and this is why a lot of marriages don't work. I don't care how beautiful the wedding was. People put so much emphasis in the wedding, but not on the marriage.
See,
They don't want to work at the marriage. They're beautiful. Ooh, our wedding was so beautiful. But then they stayed together about 6 months.
Lord,
You didn't know him. He didn't know you.
see,
Both of you probably was putting on the front.
and that goes back to what we were saying in the beginning. I don't want a man that just got money.
No,
I want to learn who you are, not your money.
that's right. Cause money ain't gonna keep you warm.
real
Come
talk.
on,
Well, let me ask y'all this question.
and keep the lights on, but
40 and 80. I
The
know
only way you gonna stay warm with the lights on and the heat.
that's the question.
What?
I'm sorry.
I forgot it.
Oh God.
What?
I forgot the question.
You forgot that fast?
I did.
Okay. Well,
Oh, just came back to me. Let me ask y'all a question. I've heard women say, "Girl, you got a good man," and I'm just listening. And you would think they, what makes him good? They say, "Oh, honey, you better be happy because you got a man that works." But people don't understand. Just working, that's not necessarily a good husband.
Right.
There's a lot go with being a good husband
come on.
or a good wife.
that,
It's not just me cleaning a house
Ooh.
and cooking that goes with me being a good wife. Just like it's not just about him bringing in a paycheck, paying the bills that, that's due.
yeah, because
It's a lot go with
he
that.
or she could be lacking in a whole bunch of other places. When
Right.
people say that, especially outside of, I won't pay no attention. I'll be like, oh, okay, because they don't know what's really going on.
Well, I told a lady that one time. I said, why do you say that? Me and her was having a conversation. I told her, I said, honey, if that's all you're concerned with is money, I don't think it's gonna last
See?
because it's more to marriage than him just working.
Well, you better be careful too, because if she's saying it in front of your husband, or was it just you and her?
It was just us, you know.
Oh, okay, because
talk
I'm
like
saying a
that
lot
for
of
me.
times they be giving hints out. This day and time, they give hints out to your mate. You could be married and they don't care. These women just,
Disrespectful.
oh, girl, you got a good husband. How you know how he treated me?
Yeah.
That's right. You don't live in the house with them.
Disrespectful.
And some of these, you could say that, but they have a good facade on the outside,
Mhm.
but they abuse them. And I want to let all the young women know, old women too.
That's right.
Nowhere in the Bible God told us to stay with anybody that's beating us.
I drink my water today.
He gives me the sense enough to pack my bags and get out of there and don't look back. So I know we got a lot of abused young women,
Yes.
old women, middle-aged women. Talking about God said stay there. Well, show that to me in the Bible. No, it's many scriptures in the Bible. But if you go and trust God, that will straighten that man up, save him. He won't be a wife beater.
Yes. Yes.
He won't
Oh,
be
sorry.
a
Thank you.
husband beater anymore. Because you got a lot of abused men.
That's true.
You know,
That's
women
true.
abusing their husband. So you have to just be careful when you marry. And this day and time, the young people play too many games.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. That's so true. Honey, well, I feel sorry for any brother. I'm not even gonna voice it. Jesus mercy.
Y'all excuse me. Y'all know we
ain't
on
doing
this
that.
real. That's
Yeah, we real, honey.
Keeping it around.
okay, honey. All right. We can wrap this one up, and because we gonna do another. But y'all, we want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. With 40, I'm checking out.
60, checking out.
80. Enjoying life. Check it out.
Y'all,
check it out, Jess.
y'all,
All right now.
thank y'all so much for real. Y'all have a blessed and prosperous day. We'll be back on with more.
Share. Don't forget to share.
Oh, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, please, to our
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Smash that button.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
That's it.
From 40, 60, and 80.
40, 60,
We love
80.
you. Thank
Love
you.
y'all.